3, 2, 1. Well, folks, it's that time once again. It is the 9th annual Mason County Overdose Awareness Marches and Fairs. It's a 2-day event. It's coming up Thursday and Friday. I'm with Jamie Ellertson and Abe Gardner here, who I've been talking to for years about this event, and it's only gotten bigger and better as more and more people are sharing their stories, sharing their support, and getting out there and showing awareness of Overdose Awareness Month. This is a big one here. So let's start, Jamie, with what's happening in Belfair, because it's a new kind of start location for that one.
Yeah, so this year our location has changed. So it'll be at Belfair Community Church so that we could have more parking. But everything is still the same time and the same kind of setup with the resource fair. And then speeches, and then we will have our walk afterwards. And then the following day, we will have our Shelton event at the same time, but at Neyland Park.
At Neyland Park. And so again, for those who remember in the past, the Belfair event used to be at the library, and we'd go from the library, walk in towards town a little bit, come across the street, and then come back there. Is it kind of the same route?
Yeah, same route. We try and keep it as safe as we can. Being that it's Highway 3, you never know what's going to go on there.
Yeah.
So we go crosswalk to crosswalk. We go from the library down to kind of Romance Hill Road right there, the crosswalk, and then we'll end right at Belfair Community Church.
Who are some of this year's big supporters and sponsors that are offering their support? And then let's get into some of the resources that are available.
Yeah, so this year, some of our sponsors that we have are the North Mason Fire Authority, and then Be a Better You Counseling, and then we have WellPoint, and then Molina, and there's one more, Abe.
Choice Regional
yeah.
Network, Health Network.
I will say that we are here in the alley, we're standing in front of Be a Better You Counseling. Jamie, that's your shop now for what, 3 years?
Yeah, going on 3 years.
I love it. Very cool. Offering a lot of help and support for those, not only in Shelton, but across the county. And then Abe, of course, you're big time at North Mason Regional Fire Authority and things going on there as well. We've seen this only grow over the years. And I ran into you yesterday when you were putting up the signs, and we talked for a while about this. And it seems like, especially after the pandemic, people are a little more open to share their stories. They're perhaps a little more accepting of the people who share their stories and talk about the struggles that they've gone through over the years when it comes to sobriety and recovery. And of course, we don't ever want to get to where there's that overdose that happens in our community. We see a lot of signage now and a lot of push too for folks to carry like Narcan with them and things like that. What is it about, kind of as the years have progressed, kind of a little more of the, I guess, the acceptance of this issue, which once was kind of relegated to, you know, whispers maybe in the family, not many people talking about it?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of one of our underlying goals, right, of the event, is really to provide an opportunity for conversation. You know, there's oftentimes a lot of guilt and shame centered around, you know, substance use in and of itself, and of course overdose. You know, oftentimes it's a tragic incidents, and so we want to create an environment that allows for opportunities to have conversations, either with those that are still struggling, strategize with family members that may have somebody that's still in active use. And then also just be real about, hey, how do we keep people as safe as possible, right? Folks can't get into recovery if they don't survive overdose, or if we don't prevent overdose. And so, yeah, we've made a concerted effort, I think, both with this event and as a community and as a county, with leadership over the last several years, with some efforts by public health and other agencies that have tried to take the conversation and put it kind of on Front Street. And pull some of that guilt and shame away, and so that's our goal with this event as well, and try and make it as positive and as encouraging as possible. And there's, you know, other things that happen at the event too. It's kind of a, you know, I think as we were talking, you know, the other day, it's so nuanced, right? We try and put things black and white, it's this or that, but there's a lot of different things that happen at the event. And in addition to celebrating and or remembering the lives that were lost, we also want to celebrate the people and share some joy for those that have survived overdose and that are in recovery. And so there's multiple goals for the event, and I think we've done a great job as a community to set folks up for success.
There are going to be many, many booths. That's again one of the other reasons why, especially up in Belfair, that you're having to move out of that space. The library was a great partner, but as the time got on, you needed parking and you needed more booth space. So Belfair Community Church is going to be a great one. You mentioned some of the sponsors. I'm sure they'll have booths and representation there, but who else is going to be on hand to kind of go through these 2 days next week?
Yeah, we have our Overdose committee, which we started this year to get some assistance with setting it up and the structure of it. So they will be there. And I think as of right now, we have approximately like 75 resource booths that will be set up kind of interchangeably between the Shelton event and the Belfair event. So there will be a lot of resources that are there.
I'll put the links and the dates and the times again on the show notes here so people can make plans to be at one or both of the events that are coming up Thursday and Friday, with Thursday in Belfair at the Belfair Community Church, and then Neeland Park here for the Friday Shelton event. And the walk around Shelton, that goes through town a little bit more, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, just a little bit. We try and go down Railroad a little ways, but come up First Street, come down Railroad a little bit, then circle back. If you haven't joined us, please do. It's a pretty incredible experience. We get a lot of folks giving us some love, honks and waves, and encouragement, hanging out the window, thanking us for what we're doing. Yeah. And it's just a great opportunity for fellowship. We have some signs. We've got some pretty awesome shirts that we'll make available as well. Those are free, and a bite to eat while you're there as well. So yeah, the walk in and of itself is a pretty incredible experience. So if you can't make it, for the resource fair or anything leading up to it, join us at about 5:45 when we gather for speeches, and we walk at about 6:05, 6:10.
Okay, and it is again when you think about Mason County and the caring and the love that happens within the county, these are the types of events that do that. Again, we're right across from Be a Better You counseling service. We have the Youth Connection here right behind us. We have got all sorts of great resources in our community that people are able to take advantage of, and folks have their arms wide open. They want to help people, and they want to get to a point where folks are able to work through some of these struggles. And again, through even Mason County Public Health, there's opportunities for you to get the Narcan available to carry with you. It is safe and effective, and you never know when you're going to be in a situation where family, friends, or just a stranger is in need of something like that, and that can definitely save a life. And I know there's been a lot of conversations over the years where people weren't fully aware of what Narcan was and what you were doing with it, but it has proven to be a safe and very effective strategy and way to help save lives. So it's always good to see you too. I can't believe it's 9 years. It's amazing.
Yeah, and another thing that we have been discussing too is this event is also prevention for future generations, because it brings out that comfortability of being able to talk about generational addiction and what's going on in our community and all over the world. With 1 in 3 people, that struggle with addiction or have, it opens up that prevention piece to really help our future generations be able to, communicate and talk if they're having issues or if they know somebody that is.
Yeah, no longer is it kind of, people wonder what's going on with Uncle Bobby, for example, and say, well, he's not feeling well or something like that. You can open up and have these conversations and really step through the whole process of, how it happened perhaps, and what we can do to support our family members, and that there is help available, and everybody struggles with all sorts of things all the time.
Yeah, and exactly, getting to the underlying issues, the core issues, right? And I think that's the beauty of the resource fair portion as well, is that we have resources across the spectrum, and to work through active use and to work into recovery, it's a holistic approach. If we need to work on transportation to get to meetings, if we need to get into intensive outpatient, inpatient, detox, food insecurity, housing, insurance, the doctor, medical provision, all of those kinds of things. And so really looking at it as, you know, we're a holistic approach, and we've got resources there for everybody.
Overdose awareness marches in both Belfair and Shelton are coming up Thursday and Friday. We'll have the information and the links of where you can go and meet and walk and learn. And as always, this is the 9th year. So big thanks to Jamie and Abe for keeping this going here. Thank you so much. Good to see you guys.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank you
Appreciate
too.
it.